So the fact that there's like at least 39 of you out there, you seem to give a shit. And I'd like to dedicate this next song, as I like to do from night to night, to my grandfather Sidney. Thank you. To my grandpop Jack. To Sidney's wife Ruth. My wonderful, beautiful grandmother Ruth. To my wonderful, beautiful grandmother May. Who, man, didn't have to be there for John, my brother, and I, as much as they were. But maybe they did have to, I don't know. But I just... It ain't about me rocking, it's about them rocking. So for Sidney, for Jack, for Ruth, for May, for all the badasses out there. As the earth stood still, Sid began to move. And I understood the words he said. Sidney understood mine too. I watched Sid suffer, and I saw Sid strong. And tell me, where do the great ones go when they're gone? To run. Love that old man. I wrote him this song. And tell me, where do the great ones go when they're gone? When you're running to Jack Sidney, tell him I said hi. Don't you know I love those old men? I pray they're where they belong, hanging where the great ones go when they're gone. Tell me, where do the great ones go? Tell me, where do the great ones go? Tell me, where do the great ones go when they're gone? Just a quick story real quick. Sorry, Malachi. My grandfather, Sidney, when I was like maybe 10 or something, I'm 33 now, had a massive stroke. And they called my family in to the hospital and they said, well, it's time to say bye to Sidney. You know, Sidney ain't gonna make it. And Sidney couldn't talk much at the time, couldn't move, but I'm sure in his head he said, fuck that, man. I'm gonna gonna do what I want. Because that's the kind of guy Sidney was, the kind of guy Jack was too. Now the kind of guy that John, my brother, and I am. Which gets boys and gets men into trouble at times, but I think it's alright too sometimes. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. Sorry, Malachi. The point of the story is that it took some time, and they let Sidney out of the hospital, and Sidney came home. And I was just a little boy, but I knew I had music in my soul, and I knew it was what I was going to do for my life. And Sidney was sort of a philosopher, though he didn't realize that he was, and certainly wouldn't have considered himself one. But anyway, he said a lot of things to me in the course of my life that just hit home, and I understood it. And Sidney got his words back eventually. And I said, man, because that's what I called him. I said, man? He said, yes, Sean, because that's what he called me. I said, how'd you come out of it? Because they said you weren't going to come out of it. I know that you're stubborn and strong. He said, I couldn't talk and I couldn't move, but I kept hearing my favorite songs playing in my head. Before I could really get my words back, somehow I could whistle a little bit. I just heard that music in my head, started whistling along, and that's what got me on. And man, I thought that was fucking beautiful. Now, Sidney had a massive stroke, and whistling got him through it. I don't know what my excuse is, but I can't whistle for shit. But I do have music in my heart and in my soul, and I know you all do too. And thanks to Sidney for imparting that little bit of, I suppose, wisdom on me as a little boy. I'd just like to say, I love that old man. I wrote him this song. Where do the brave ones go when they're? Where do the brave ones go when they're? Where do the brave ones go when they come? Look out.